Hey all. If you want to sound smart at your next cocktail party, because God knows we all attend plenty of those, right? You can throw out this fact that the most frequently sampled piece of music in recorded history is Mountain, Long Red, the live one from Woodstock, believe it or not. I think it's like 600 times it's been sampled, usually sped up a little bit. Although I've heard it sampled where it does it at this the real tempo, and it even includes Leslie saying, "Are you out there? Clap your hands to what he's doing." I've heard it. Even that "yeah" that Leslie says right before he starts the solo, I've heard that, the "yeah" sample. So it gets a lot of play on samples. But anyway, why do I mention that? Because I found this version of just the drum intro, and it's called Mountain Long Red Loop in parentheses, posted by FBI Records, OH, exclamation point. And it's like a minute 20 of just the drum intro. And then on the real version, the live Woodstock one, which this is taken from, but you can hear during that intro, Leslie just does some soloing to get into it. Almost like a warm-up, in D major pentatonic. So why don't we go through just a little bit of that soloing, and then we'll talk about it at the end and use it as an exercise. You got that? Well, clap your hands to what he's doing. So you can see, and if you listen to Leslie's version, he's not sort of reinventing licks. He's not doing a ton outside the box, the D major pentatonic box. So you, as an exercise to practice it, you don't have to, go crazy with different licks. Leslie's doing the same licks basically over and over again, an octave apart. So it is a good exercise for that. So where do you find D major pentatonic? The happiest of all keys, by the way. Think of it, this is the way I think of it. You're in D here, bar chord. So if you were doing D minor pentatonic, you'd stay in that. In the box, between the fingers where you bar, basically. This one is out a step outside of it, so you're using at the sort of the home base of operations, think of it like that. Up at 7, the D, G, and B strings, that's kind of your starting point. So 7 to 9 on D, 7 to 9 on G, and then on B you could go 7 to 10. You can bend all of them. If you want to add more strings to it, you would go down to the A string and do 5, 7, 9. So come to terms with that box. Just really do. Leslie's not doing a whole lot more than those 4 notes, just bending the G up. And he sometimes will go up to the B and bend that at 10. Just in those, D string and G string between 7 and 9. And if you practice it with that drum loop, you can just go on for a minute and a half, because it just loops over and over and over again. It doesn't go into the song, just that drum loop to practice that soloing. So then he does, it starts out down here. And then does the same sort of licks up here, except to do it in the same fingering positions, you have to go all the way up here, and even with a Les Paul, well, you could. But it's kind of hard up there, so you can do it down here. So that's G at 14/16, and then on the B string it's 15/17. On the high E it would be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 14. I'm not copying Leslie's licks. I don't really play like him, at least not soloing wise anyway. But so do your own sort of licks and find your own sort of soloing voice and what sounds alright to you. But I just thought that might be a good exercise to just start coming to terms with major pentatonic soloing. You don't have to go crazy adding all sorts of new notes. As you explore the fretboard, certainly you can do that. But just if you're starting out on soloing or want to try something different, try major pentatonic instead of minor, because it doesn't quite work. Let's do minor pentatonic and see what that sounds like. See if it works.
You out there? Louder! Well, clap your hands for what he's doing.
I would say it doesn't really work it doesn't really work as a minor pentatonic solo indeed. So if you're just sort of trying to distinguish between major and minor, that might help in terms of what box you're in. Now on the whole boxes thing, minor pentatonic box, major pentatonic box, whatever box, you know, in the guitar community, especially on YouTube, there you'll find a lot of people, let's call them snobs, who kind of frown on, oh, that's just minor pentatonic. Got to get out of that box. You know, that's just Angus Young stuff. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just the same blues licks over and over again. My favorite rock music is minor pentatonic blues based rock. You know, I don't want to play like Yngwie Malmsteen. I hate that crap. I don't want to play like Richie Blackmore. I don't want all that classical stuff. I want fundamental, basic, hardcore, blues-based, minor pentatonic, occasionally major, guitar rock. And there's no shame in becoming proficient at that, you know. And on that topic, let me expound while I'm in the mood. You know, you don't have to aspire to be a professional musician to play guitar. There's something to be said, and I think this has value in a person's life, man, woman, child, whoever, of saying, I want to learn how to do something and be good at it, and then doing what you need to do to master that, or at least, you know, what your own level of mastery is, whatever you decide your goal is. So if your goal is just to learn something and use your mind and use your fingers and do something, you can learn to play guitar up in your bedroom, in the spare room, or on your couch, and never play in a bar band, never have a recording contract, never play in front of 4,000 people. You know, that's another thing. You don't ever have to write your own music. You don't have to write a song or do your own material. You can play Chuck Berry licks till your heart's content. There's nothing to be judged about that because you're not out there in a band, or you're not out there earning money from being in music or using your skills. Sometimes it's just for you. That's perfectly okay. If you set out to, I want to be a guitar player, I want to learn to play Beatles songs by ear. That's an accomplishment. That's a goal to shoot for, and it's yours. It's not somebody else who decides. Yeah, but you don't count because you're not playing, Madison Square Garden, or you don't count because you don't write your own music. Duane Allman wrote one song, Little Martha. That's it. He was not a songwriter. He was a guitar player, and in my opinion, could do no wrong. So that doesn't mean he's any lesser of a guitarist or musician or person or anything else because he didn't, because Greg happened to write all the good stuff. Well, indeed. But you choose your own goals. Set your own idea of what kind of music you want to play and what kind of player you want to be. But this whole snobbery about I hate that guy. All he does is play in the minor pentatonic. Then that means you hate Angus Young, because that's all he does. That means you hate Leslie West, because he didn't do much more than that either. There's a ton of guys who only do that, and they're not into this Mixolydian, Aeolian, whatever that stuff is. I don't even know what that stuff is. And I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what major and minor pentatonic are, to be honest. But that's my sort of home base in terms of the kind of rock guitar that I like, which is different from the kind of acoustic music I like. I like Celtic and gypsy jazz on acoustic. That's a completely different thing, and I don't play a lot of that. I mess around with it, but that's not my thing, So decide what your thing is, and don't listen to other people. They're snobs. Good luck. If you have any trouble with this, post questions and we'll get a conversation going. But I just thought that might be a neat little exercise. Pull up that Mountain long red loop and just do some, in fact, on that, since there's no other instruments in it, you can choose whatever major pentatonic you want. You can do whatever key you want, because you're the only one playing. So it doesn't matter what major pentatonic you're in. Choose a fret, and then go an octave up and play, and you're set. So, good luck with that.